Dealing Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin Congressman and Fox News contributor and former prosecutor. Put that hat on for a moment, Sean. How much trouble could Hillary Clinton possibly be in?
Well, first, Todd and Carly, good morning. Well, listen, I mean, you not only do you spy on a candidate for president of the United States, that's a big deal. But then you spy on the president of the United States. Listen, I think she could be in some real trouble here. And I think we have to look back and go, well, why were they doing this? What was the purpose? Well, I get if you're going to spy on a presidential candidate to win an election, which, by the way, is outrageous, but I get that. She was spying on Donald Trump, the president. And I mean, I think the only conclusion can be this was an effort to overthrow the president of the United States of America. So I think she's in real trouble here. No doubt if she walks in, she doesn't want to answer any questions to anybody. And just, I mean, Todd, I think we talked about this a week or two ago, that she was floating her name again to maybe be, the Democrat nominee in 2024 should Democrats get crushed in the midterms, which they will. She wants to run again for president. You lie to the American people like this, you have zero credibility with the American people. This woman is absolutely done in politics.
You know, we're now seeing the Clinton-friendly media's response to this filing by John Durham. Pieces in the Washington Post, New York Times, and their perspective on this is that this internet company didn't infiltrate or hack into Trump's servers. They say that this internet company was paid to monitor what's going on. So their perspective is nothing to see here. Republicans are blowing this out of proportion. What's your response to that?
Well, I think that's actually right. They were paid to monitor the servers. Well, they took the information that was secret from those servers and passed it to another group to analyze and then, make inferences that Donald Trump was colluding with Russia. And the reason the media doesn't want to talk about this is, they're complicit in the whole scandal here, right? You had the Democrats, you have, the tech industry, you have the FBI, the DOJ that were complicit. I mean, by the way, if Sussman, who is the attorney for Hillary Clinton, comes in with his data on Donald Trump's servers in the White House, why wouldn't the FBI go, I got to investigate Sussman and Democrats? How in the hell did they get this information? That's a problem. Instead, the FBI is part of the whole scandal here. They then continue the investigation on Donald Trump, and then the media reports it. So the media is part of this whole overthrow attempt. And so they're not going to cover this story, I think, until we have more indictments. And this is not the end of it. This is the beginning. When more indictments come, the press is going to be forced to cover this this outrageous story.
I hear you.
Meantime, Sean, Obama advisor David Axelrod urging Joe Biden to show humility ahead of his State of the Union address. Here is the exact piece from the Times. Quote, the speech will command the largest television audience the president is likely to enjoy this year, and the temptation will be, as it always is, to herald his achievements and declare that we have navigated the storm. But, Mr. President, proceed with caution. Sean, will Joe follow that advice, or will he be, in the words of the great Lego movie, saying everything is awesome?
Oh, yeah, quote the Lego movie, Todd. Well done. Well done.
Like that.
Listen, I think the rumor on the Hill is that he's waiting until the State of the Union, March 1st, to give this massive speech to the American people and lift all or many of the mandates that have come up, because of COVID, which is, by the way, to wait a couple weeks and do it in March instead of right now, I think that'll make a lot of people angry. But yeah, he does have to show compassion. He does have to show heart. And people are sick of the overreach of government. Give them their freedom back, which, by the way, we never gave it up. It's our freedom anyway. But turn it back over to people and recognize the pain that people are in because of inflation that Joe Biden, you caused. I think that would go a long way to making people look at him more favorably. But again, it's not words in a speech. It's actual results that you need. You need to make people's lives better. Your policies have to help people, not hurt people. And if you look in the last year of this presidency, everything that Joe Biden has touched has gone to garbage. Nothing's going well for him, whether it's the border, inflation, foreign policy, energy, crime. I mean, everything he has tried to do has been an absolute disaster.
America last. I figured a father with as many kids as you need to field a baseball team in the major leagues would understand the Lego reference. Something tells me you saw that movie 4,000 times. Sean Duffy.
Thanks, Sean.
Too many times, Todd.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.